Alright, it's story time, and looky. So, I've been getting some comments about the vending machine doors, so I got a little story for you guys. I'm gonna tell it while I do my nails. So, this is also the story of how I made my first 10K with my art. Yes, it is possible. So, let me tell you how I painted this vending machine door around like post COVID and how I made my first 10K with it. I made my first 5 to 7K followers, probably over that on TikTok, and also got my first million views on TikTok. And even Complex at the time ended up reposting my artwork, but both my TikTok and IG accounts got hacked for that. So I have to rebuild and prove it again. Lucky me. So I was emotionally deep in the trenches at the time before the door, and I was in no mood to paint on any more canvases. I just was so over it. And I was grateful for the space I was living at the time, but all my happiness and joy was drained completely, and my room reflected that energy. I felt the only thing that kept me alive was my cartoons and stories that I told through them. So I looked around and I noticed that what kept me alive was my cartoons. So I looked around and also noticed that I had supplies here and there and ended up designing a door featuring my original characters, Buns, Bliffen, and Bliffo the demon. I keep saying it's a demon, but I've always said it was an alien, but I think I'm going to change it to demon. More on that all along the way at some point. So when I painted this and finished it, I was getting a lot of good feedback, and when I got the million views, I was very exhausted back then. I didn't know what excitement was. And even my roommates at the time were more excited about it than I was and wanted to have a drink at the middle of the night when they got word. And for me, I was just deep down depressed and going through such an emotional time that I just went back to sleep and said I'm gonna check this out the next day. So ended up going back to sleep at that night, and a lot of people thought that this was my happiest era alive, but clearly they ain't read my comics, which were a cry for help. Okay, I'm gonna get into the 10K part now, so bear with me. Uh, my polish don't want to open sometimes. After the door was completed, somebody in the comments was like, "Hey, can I get one for my house?" And I was like, So I started researching print shops, shipping supplies, like tubes, tape, learning what shipping costs would be like for national and international buyers. Shout out to Pirate Ship for holding me down. Oh, the shipping supplies. I took in so many orders, like the shipping tubes, that I actually had to get a pallet jack. And thankfully, I had a garage at the time that could fit in all of those, but I didn't know how what 125 orders looked like until I saw that. Okay, so after I figured out how to make this idea into a product, I just opened pre orders without a cap, thinking I could take all of these orders at once, trust the process, just jumped into it. Guys. Guys. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to see who'd be interested though. And I think at 125 orders, I didn't realize so physically that was going to be enough for me to handle as a little person for the next month or so. That came with me constantly and shamelessly promoting this product, which required for me to fight out of my comfort zone a lot. And fulfilling these orders took me like a good couple months, I would say, because it was due to just the high amount of orders and how it backed up my print shop at the time from fulfilling those orders. I had a feeling some people would be confused on how to install it as well, so I ended up illustrating, designing, and printing out the little thank you card with instructions on the back in like a comic form, just to make it cute, like a nice little cute touch to the package. And I felt like that wasn't enough because I'm also an instruction video girly. So in the process of finishing those orders, I had also made a little instruction video because why not? I need visual aid and I'm that kind of person too. Now for the mistakes. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I ran into a lot of pitfalls in this project. This project was not perfect whatsoever, but that is progress. That is how we grow. Or at least that's something I told myself so I don't keep beating myself up. Alright, so I was more invested in the customer experience, you know, how people receive the package in the mail and them being all super excited to see what they're unwrapping and stuff. I was more invested in that instead of actually calculating how much time, effort, energy that was going to cost me. That included small things, you know, like stickers, flyers, packaging things correctly. Shipping nationally back in Cali was around like $5 to $10 depending on where you're located in the country. The international orders kind of snuck up on me. I didn't even realize I was going to get international orders. I was super excited, but I didn't realize that the cost of shipping would nearly cost the amount of producing the product. But those were lessons that I had to learn along the way. And I couldn't simply drop those orders off at the time either. Or at least I didn't feel confident about it. So when it came to the international orders, I'll make sure to wait in the UPS line and drop it off like the other national orders. I will go in, fill out a customs form for each one, making sure that they will get to their destination safely. So pricing mostly went into printing and picking up orders on my end. But you know, I should have accounted for shipping materials, like all the shipping materials, like even small things like tape. And, you know, materials costs, the gas to pick up from the post, from the print shop to the post office, etc., etc. So, yeah, mistakes were made along the way. And thinking back on it now, I didn't prompt people either to take photos of their product and tag me in it so I can see it. So my bad on that end too. I just wanted to know that their stickers made it to them safely. My small business skills were still budding at the time, but if I didn't get any messages about people not receiving their orders, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. I think I only had to refund about a couple orders that I actually put money into shipping out. So I ended up losing more money than I had made at the time, and my backbone wasn't as strong as it is now with all that I've learned from other experiences about a few years later. Also, please do not ask me about seeing this door because even I no longer have access to it. But who's to say that I can't make another one here, right, in Arizona? So this definitely isn't the end of my door painting journey. I would love to paint more if anyone is interested in getting one done. I like to tackle more projects in the Phoenix area until, you know, if you want to help your girl earn a car, then that's the best way how. And I'm also learning to find better cost efficient ways to keep the wheels rolling. Even if I can't physically be there, I could ship something special to you that perhaps doesn't have to be a door sticker, but maybe something more intimate. So I am running a limited stock in the month of May, about 10. So that's going to be put out there. Let me know if I should do pre-orders for June. If the orders get crazy this month, I'm thinking about opening pre-orders for June so I can mentally prepare for that. Again, it will be 10 orders, I'm thinking. Check out my website for discount codes because I have one running right now for my birthday, all for the rest of May. I just released new products, some prints. Check in every month because you don't know what's going to pop up. You can also get this cute little sweater. I've been rocking it for a while, but I love wearing it. It makes me feel like I can be me. See what the new hoodie is for the month or the season whenever I decide to put out a new hoodie. And if you want to check out more about my comic, behind the scenes, or illustrations, check out my Patreon. If you'd like a custom door for yourself, you know, feel free to DM, feel free to email me. I'll let you guys know when slots are open and when they are not, but as of this post, we are open for painting doors. So hit your girl up. Don't be a stranger. Talk to you. We're gonna run it back. Yeah.